We are now only 2 days away from either having a little update to GTA 6 or having our hearts broken yet again. February 6th here, 2025 at 3:30 Central Time. Do the math, figure out what time that is for you. We're all hoping we get an update on GTA 6. This is from the earnings call that Take-Two does. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about this and I guess provide an update on like everything you should know before going into this day and, you know, expecting something GTA 6 related. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop into the video. Now, I want to start by actually explaining what a fiscal year is compared to a calendar year. Why this is different, I couldn't tell you. This is so stupid to me. But a calendar year, obviously, as we can see from this very simple picture, is January 1st to December 31st, where a fiscal year is that same 12-month period, but it doesn't need to start on the 1st of January and it doesn't end on the 31st of December. Like in this example, it starts on July 1st and it ends June 31st, but it's still the same amount of days. And when it comes to Take-Two, this is from an article from last year. They stated that their fiscal year 2024 ended on March 31st. Now that was fiscal year 2024. We're approaching fiscal year 2026. And again, it's very confusing because I know we're in 2025, but the fiscal year number for whatever reason is like the year after. So basically what I'm trying to say here is we're looking at two calendars, obviously 2025. We're in February right now, and obviously on the 6th, that's when we have the earnings call, but the fiscal year is actually going to start, fiscal year 2026 is going to start on April 1st, 2025 here this month, and it's going to extend until March 31st, 2026 over here on the right. So hopefully that maybe clears up, you know, this whole confusion if you're not into investing or if you haven't followed this sort of stuff before. The fiscal year 2026, which is what we're going to be looking out for on this February 6th earnings call date, that starts in April of this year and then it goes to March of next year. Now, because of what I just mentioned, this February 6th earnings call is actually going to be the last earnings call for fiscal year 2025. So like the previous year's fiscal year period. So on this date and during this earnings call, what should you be expecting? Unless Rockstar themselves release something or announce something on their newswire on Thursday, you probably shouldn't be expecting too much during this earnings call. Like number one, it's an investor call. It's not meant for the public. You're not going to be getting a trailer or screenshots or anything crazy like that from this earnings call. More than likely, all they will actually tell us during this conference call is that the game GTA 6 is still on track for fall of 2025 and that they still project to make, you know, billions upon billions of dollars for fiscal year 2026. If they do that, at least worst case, like the game's still on track. It's not gonna get delayed at the moment and we can rest a bit easier. The amount of money though that they project, that is the big thing to key in on, and I'll make an updated video once this conference call goes live. I'll be listening to it, seeing what they say. But yeah, if they project, you know, billions upon billions of dollars, whatever the number would be for fiscal year 2026, which again is fall of calendar year 2025, then we all can expect the game to still be on track and everything is good. And they're just being silent because they want to be silent. They also have a Q&A session after these conference calls where the investors can ask questions to like the CEOs and stuff. Normally for the last few conference calls, there's always been a handful of questions about GTA 6 and the answers are usually, you know, some PR stuff, but maybe there'll be some slippage. Maybe there'll be a little hint in some of the answers because I'm sure the investors will yet again ask about GTA 6. So as far as the conference call on Thursday, that's, I think, what you should be expecting. I don't think we're going to be getting anything more, anything, you know, bigger than that. I think it's just going to be the same old, same old. Now, if the numbers, like I just mentioned, if they're pushed back another year, that ain't good. Because then that means they're telling us indirectly the game GTA 6 is getting delayed. Like if they're not projecting to make the billions upon billions of dollars in fiscal year 2026, that is worst case scenario. Now, I want to bring up this from last year. So like we mentioned, April is the beginning of the next fiscal year. Well, the next earnings call is sometime in May. Last year, it ended up being May 16th, but we can see here they actually had results for the fourth quarter, which, would be like March basically. And if we scroll down here a bit, they gave their initial outlook on fiscal 2025. So, complete worst case scenario, if Rockstar just remains silent and we don't get that big of an update in February, at least in May, when they do their first conference call for the fiscal year, they'll at least give an initial outlook for 2026, which would include the GTA 6 release timeframe. Like last year, you can see here, they just they increased their net bookings, like how much money I guess they were making, from 5.55 to 5.65. Well, when GTA 6 comes out, I'm sure in May, this will go from 5.65 to like 8 million or 8 billion or 9 billion, whatever. It'll jump a significant amount because GTA 6 is going to be that big of a game. Now let's hop back to the February date in 2 days. The reason a lot of us are also expecting something, Rockstar related in addition to this earnings call around this time is because of what they've done in the past. And I've made a video on that. You can click on it, the link at the top right. For the last 20 years, pretty much every single game Rockstar has released in the past 20 years, at the end of January or early February, they announce the release date, the final release date for the game. And it is because it coincides with this earnings call. So a lot of us are expecting they'll follow that same pattern and that we'll be getting at least the release date for GTA 6, if not, trailer 2 or some screenshots. And I actually forgot to mention this, but another reason why so many of us are expecting something or hoping for something in February, well, 2 years ago, actually on today, was when they first announced GTA 6 was being worked on. It was obviously being worked on before that, just sort of in secret. But in February, kind of tying it in with the earnings call, that is when they officially announced the game being worked on. So just another thing to add to the pile why a lot of us are hopeful for something during or around this conference call in a few days. Now, as far as a delay, I wanted to touch on that because, of course, there's a lot of people in the GTA 6 community, and for good reason, I think, they're saying the game's going to get delayed. Why else are Rockstar this silent going into the year of the release? If we do get a delay, I don't think we'll know just yet. And the reason I'm saying that is because I wanted to bring up this RDR2 delay announcement. This happened in May of 2017. The original release date for RDR2 was fall of 2017. So kind of the same situation we're in now. Well, they didn't announce it was delayed until May. And again, that's more than likely because it coincides with that May earnings call. Like they have to tell the investors what's happening. So they decided to tell them in May. So if Rockstar do continue their radio silence all the way up until May, I think it's almost a foregone conclusion they're going to delay the game. But again, I don't think we're going to be getting a delay announcement this month or even next month. I think it'll happen around the May timeframe. That also makes sense because I'm sure there's a bunch of people working on the game still. We're still, 10-ish months away if they release the game in November. That's still a lot of time. They probably don't know if they'll have to delay the game just yet. But by May, the developers will have a much better understanding if the game needs more time or if they can, push it out in fall of 2025 and stay on schedule. But here's the thing, and I wanted to bring this up as well. If the game does release in November, we'll just use that for an example. That's about 10-ish months away. And obviously right now, all they've done as far as marketing goes is release trailer 1. Well, I went back and I looked at RDR2's timeline. Obviously they had trailer 1. They also had trailer 2. They also had a trailer 3. Then they had a gameplay trailer. Then they had this little newswire post or something where they talked about the certain towns and cities in the game. I think they also had one like this where they talked about the characters. Here was actually just a giant article. And if I scroll down here, I think they even tweeted about all the characters with a short little description of the group. After that, they also had another gameplay trailer. So gameplay trailer 2. And then they finally had the online trailer and the online previews and details and all the stuff about the online. That's a lot of stuff for 10 months. Now, it is doable if GTA 6 has a trailer 2, if it has a trailer 3, if it has a gameplay trailer, if it has the newswire posts about, you know, Vice City, Port Gilhorn, the other cities, other towns, maybe some background information about the main characters, and then also the online details and trailer. Like, this window isn't very big, but I think if they started now, it's doable. But that's the big question. Are they going to start now? If they continue the radio silence and we don't have anything until May, there's no way they can have all of what I mentioned put out in what, like 4 months? I mean, you'd be having a trailer every other week, which I guess is great for the fans maybe, but it just seems very, very odd that they would go that route where they would have trailer 2 at the beginning of May. Oh, trailer 3, June 1st, right? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So that's another reason, I guess, why a lot of us are thinking that now, if they're going to release this game in fall, is the time. February is the time to start this promotion, to start the marketing. I mean, I guess they can change stuff up, and instead of giving us 3 trailers and 2 gameplay trailers and an online trailer, maybe they only do a handful of them, right? Maybe they only give us trailer 2, and then we go straight into the gameplay trailer, and then maybe they'll have the online trailer, right? I guess they can cut out some of the stuff, but I do think that's also a bit unfortunate, because that was some of the stuff I enjoyed about the process of waiting for RDR2, is reading all the little links and all the details about the characters, the towns, watching the gameplay trailers, watching the online trailers and stuff. So again, it's not impossible that they can't do all this stuff in this, 10-ish month period, but that would theoretically mean they would have to start soon, right? The game's coming out end of this year. They can't just wait until a few months before the game and release everything all at once. I guess they could, but it just doesn't seem proper for Rockstar to do. And then also, as far as the delay goes, I just wanted to bring up, look, it's a meme. Everything Rockstar puts out gets delayed at least once. GTA 5 got delayed. RDR 2 got delayed. It got delayed twice, actually. And you have to think, those games, not only were they much smaller in scale compared to the GTA 6 from what we know, that was also during the peak crunch culture at Rockstar, where they were working 100+ hours a week, not taking days off. Like, they were pushed to the brim and they still got delayed. Now the crunch culture seemingly is gone, which is great for the developers. But this game, GTA 6, is bigger than those games. If those games got delayed with the crunch and GTA 6 is being worked on without the crunch, it doesn't look good, right? The optics of it aren't great for it to still be on track. Now, there is some hope, and I'll end with this, because again, I don't know if Rockstar are gonna release anything on Thursday or Friday. And if they don't, I think you're gonna see a lot of panic in the GTA 6 community, because people are gonna freak out, like, why are they still being silent? What's happening? There is a theory I saw, and I do like it. February 14th, Valentine's Day. GTA 6 seemingly is going to be a game about this couple that's, in love or whatever, Jason and Lucia. So maybe there's a chance on Valentine's Day, that is when trailer 2 comes out, and it's more of a trailer focused on their relationship in the game. Like, if you really, really want hope, if Rockstar are silent throughout this week and you really need some hope, I think that's the last date you have. Like, maybe they release something during the Super Bowl as well. That's, I think, February 9th, but next Sunday. But yeah, if nothing happens this week, I guess Valentine's Day could be the last date for, a decent enough theory. If they don't release anything on Valentine's Day, or they don't release anything this week, I think we're just in dark times, because when do they release something? Like, just some random day in March? I mean, doesn't really sound right. They also have the GTA 6 PC's extended edition stuff coming out that they still have to announce. Like, do they just wait until May to release the next trailer? It's a mess right now, and it doesn't look good. Like, even if you're the most optimistic fan, it just doesn't look good, and it's obviously because of the silence. But that is just doomer thoughts, I guess. So we'll wait and see. Thursday, February 6th, 3:30 Central Time. That is when we'll get a little update on GTA 6. Hopefully it's more than a little update, but we just won't know until that day happens. So that is a little update on the GTA 6 news. That is why people are excited or hopeful for this date. That is what people should be expecting on this date. Let us know in the comment section down below. I guess, are you still going to have hope if nothing gets said this week. Because like I showed with the RDR2 delay, I guess they could still just lie and say that the game's still on track and then in May decide to delay it. But man, what a depressing thought that would be. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's GTA 6 video. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop a video like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA 6 content. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.